Chelsea Fox believes she has finally kept Sheila Atkins and the dangerous Gray away from her son Jordan's life in EastEnders, but she remains completely unaware of the sinister plan the pair are secretly preparing. Sheila entered Chelsea's world earlier this year after Libby reached out to her, convinced that the retired lawyer could offer support following the shocking incident in which Jordan was accidentally struck by Ian Beale. Chelsea was immediately suspicious about allowing Sheila to become involved with Jordan because of her connection to Gray. However, Sheila insisted that she had completely cut ties with her troubled grandson and was no longer in contact with him. That claim was soon exposed as a lie when later scenes showed Sheila visiting Gray in prison. Gray had previously murdered his wife Chantel, as well as Walford residents Tina Carter and Kush Kazemi. After Ian was imprisoned for his involvement in Jordan's accident, Chelsea, who also blamed herself for what happened to her son, decided to support his appeal. She depended on Sheila to help fund the legal costs, in return for allowing her to spend more time with Jordan. However, Sheila was secretly determined to carry out Gray's wishes. She took Jordan to prison so that he could meet Gray, leaving the killer thrilled at the opportunity to become closer to his son. During the visit, Gray began discussing the possibility of Jordan no longer living with Chelsea. Sheila quickly stepped in after becoming alarmed by the things he was saying. The meeting ended before Gray could tell Jordan that he was his biological father, with Sheila taking the young boy back home. Chelsea soon realized that something was wrong when Jordan returned unusually quiet. Her suspicions were confirmed when Kathy Beale, who had been trying to visit Ian, revealed that she had seen Sheila at the prison with Jordan and Gray. Devastated by the revelation, Chelsea confronted Sheila and slapped her, furious that she had encouraged Jordan to keep secrets from her and exposed him to Gray. Sheila argued that Gray was not entirely evil, but Chelsea strongly rejected her defense and reminded her of the terrible crimes he had committed. Chelsea then ordered Sheila to leave her home for good and told Jordan that he would no longer be allowed to spend time with his great-grandmother. After seeking refuge at the Vic, Sheila secretly contacted the prison and confirmed that she intended to follow Gray's instructions. She made it clear that her ultimate goal was to take Jordan away from Chelsea. Now that Sheila has managed to get hold of Jordan's passport, the danger has become even more serious. But will Sheila actually succeed in taking Jordan from his mother? Or can Chelsea uncover the plan and stop Sheila and Gray before it is too late? EastEnders confirms Gray's next target as killer launches another attack. EastEnders spoilers follow for Monday's August 10th episode, which is already available to stream on BBC iPlayer. The episode will officially air at 7:30 p.m. 4 years spent behind bars have done nothing to change Gray Atkins, who has quickly demonstrated since returning to the show that he remains just as dangerous and ruthless as before. The convicted killer, responsible for the deaths of his wife Chantel and neighbours Kush Kazemi and Tina Carter, is determined to take his son Jordan away from his mother Chelsea Fox, whatever it takes. As viewers are aware, Jordan was badly hurt earlier this year after Ian Beale accidentally knocked him down. The young boy had ended up in the road after running away following an argument with Chelsea. Ian was subsequently sentenced to 8 months in prison, where he has now crossed paths with Gray. The killer was furious when he discovered what had happened to Jordan and blamed Chelsea for the situation. With Ian already having a strained relationship with Chelsea after she failed to attend his sentencing and provide a statement to the court, Gray saw an opportunity to manipulate him. The dangerous prisoner offered Ian protection behind bars in return for arranging a meeting with Chelsea. However, Ian remained hesitant because he knew better than anyone that Gray could not be trusted. Instead, Ian formed an unexpected friendship with another inmate called Lloyd. The pair quickly connected over their shared feelings that life had not gone according to plan. Ian soon became worried about what his own future might hold after witnessing a frightening confrontation between fellow prisoners. Gray had been watching the situation from a distance and clearly became concerned about Ian's growing bond with Lloyd. Realizing that Lloyd could interfere with his plans, Gray devised a cruel scheme that would remove the prisoner from Ian's life, while simultaneously terrifying Ian into doing exactly what he wanted. In shocking scenes, several inmates brutally attacked Lloyd on Gray's instructions, as a helpless Ian was forced to watch. Fearing that he could become the next victim of such an assault, Ian concluded that accepting Gray's protection was his safest option. He therefore followed Gray's instructions and contacted Chelsea, arranging a meeting with her. But will Gray finally get everything he wants, or will Chelsea begin to understand just how serious the threat against Jordan has become? Sheila Atkins, whose secret partnership with her grandson Gray was exposed last week, is planning to abduct Jordan while Chelsea is visiting Ian in prison. Can Chelsea figure out Sheila's sinister intentions before her son is taken away? And will Ian finally recognize that Gray is manipulating him and that the killer can never truly be trusted? Danny Dyer confirms EastEnders' return amid Linda exit with major clues. When Kelly Bright announced her decision to leave EastEnders after 13 years, many fans agreed that there was arguably only one fitting way for Linda Carter's story to conclude. The iconic Walford figure first arrived on Albert Square with her husband Mick in 2013, when the couple took charge of the Queen Vic. Over the years that followed, Mick and Linda became one of the Square's most memorable couples, overcoming affairs, heartbreaking experiences, family turmoil, and Linda's difficult struggle with alcoholism. Despite all the drama and hardship that came with life in Walford, they remained one of the few couples whose love appeared capable of surviving almost anything. Sadly, Mick and Linda were separated in devastating circumstances in 2022, when Mick vanished into the sea after attempting to rescue his beloved Linda from dangerous waves. The incident came just hours after the pair had reunited, following a dramatic situation involving his new wife, Janine Butcher, who had driven Linda into the water. Those emotional scenes brought Danny Dyer's 9-year run on EastEnders to an end, while opening a fresh chapter for Kelly Bright. Linda subsequently became involved in several major storylines, most notably the Six storyline, while she also eventually left the Queen Vic after spending more than a decade running the famous local pub. However, with Kelly now preparing to put away Linda's trademark pink outfits for good, attention has turned towards how the BBC soap could potentially bring the beloved character's journey to an end. And according to many viewers, there is really only one storyline that would feel right. Mick better come back for her exit storyline, one fan suggested, while another echoed the idea, saying that Mick should return for a short time so the pair could eventually leave together. The prospect of Mick making a comeback is something Danny Dyer has spoken about several times since his dramatic departure from the show. EastEnders airs Mondays to Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One or stream from 6 a.m. on BBC iPlayer.